is that you see how much he work out his neck, right? We've seen the videos that he put that weight, that he does all these movements, and you see how wide of a neck he has, right? So when you actually catch him with a punch to the head flush, his head does this, look like it barely moves. Like he can take the shot, right? The thing about getting knocked out is that it's not just about having a chin. If you got a good chin, that's great because you take a big shot. But when you take a punch you don't see coming, your head does this. Boom. It twists to the side, to the back, wherever it goes. And that's when your brain moves. It could cause a concussion. You lose your balance. And boom, you go down. So what I'm proposing is that Terence Crawford can catch Canelo Alvarez with a counter shot that he doesn't see coming, and then he can't hurt him. With that shot, he can't hurt him. Absolutely.
This is boxing. Anything can happen. But what I recall, when you mentioned that, I recall that counter right hand that Golovkin hit Canelo. Canelo didn't see it. He rocked with it. So you telling me that this guy is harder than Golovkin?
No, I'm telling you that Canelo did see it. That's the thing about Canelo, bro. It's very hard.
How about the Jacob fight?
Listen,
With my hand,
listen. It's
swallow it.
it seems like it's almost impossible to catch Canelo with a shot he don't see coming. He always sees it coming. That's why even when he gets hit, he rolls with the punch and they don't catch him flush. He's good at that. Look, I'm gonna even tell you like this. Look, I'm gonna tell you that, son, that to some people it's controversy, but when you analyze it, it's facts. Amir Khan didn't have a glass chin. You see how people say Amir Khan didn't had a glass chin, right? And did you watch how Canelo knocked him out?
Yeah.
If you watch that knockout, you'll recall that Canelo caught him and his head literally went like that. Boom, spun his head. Okay, so what I was saying earlier, when you get hit with a shot that spins your head, your brain moves around. It has nothing to do with how good of a chin you have. Once your head gets spun, that's it. Your whole equilibrium is out of order.
Man, you telling me that Canelo, the kid ain't gonna spun Crawford said he get hit with a punch you don't see?
But that's the thing. Is he going to catch him with a punch you don't see? No, that's what I think. No, it's not happening. I'm trying to tell you. Crawford can't. You know why Crawford can catch him with a punch he don't see coming? I'm going to tell you right now. And if it happens, you're going to be like, damn, Jay told me. Again, another shit Jay told me. Remember, Crawford is going to have the reach advantage, right? He got longer arms than Dimitri Bivol, bro. Longer arms.
Yes, he does.
Right? So you know what Crawford's going to be doing that he did to Errol? He's going to be timing him coming in. Because Canelo got to get on the inside to do what he does. Right? He's going to be timing him. He's going to be timing him. And eventually, Canelo's going to do one of those 1-2s that he like. And Bud is going to time him on a little step back or a little pull back counter. Boom! If he don't see it coming, I'm telling you. And I promise you, if Crawford hurt him, he's stopping him. He's stopping him. If he hurt him, he's stopping him. Brutally, ugly.
Even a body shot not the way. But let me
I don't think it's gonna be a body shot.
Let's reverse that. Let's reverse the other side.
Okay.
What about Canelo doing the bullshit that he like to do? The right hand come up uppercut. If he catch him, he probably send him to the second row, to the second seat.
Nah.
Yeah. That what happened? This is boxing.
Let me tell you something. This is where everybody. What happens when Canelo catches Crawford, right, with a big shot, boom, and Crawford stands right in front of him? Are you gonna be scared for Canelo? Are you gonna be scared for Canelo? Like, oh shit, he in trouble now. He couldn't. That big shot, a good shot landed. It didn't happen like we thought it was. Are you gonna be scared for him?
Let me ask you a question.
Is he gonna be scared for himself? Like, damn, I caught this dude.
No, it's a good one because Crawford's very smart, man. Crawford will lower him into a shot, believe it or not. Yeah, Crawford that kind of dangerous. If he hits him with the mean green type of punch to Crawford, what we gonna say? The weight manage? That was just too much?
Of course not. Of course not. We're gonna listen. That's the thing. That's the difference between the side that's saying Crawford's gonna win and the side that's saying
And he bulked up. Right now, Crawford, you told me that. You said watch money. Give us some
185,
time. We gonna do
185,
this shit right. You see
185.
Crawford.
But this the thing.
Right.
This
I want
look.
68.
This the thing. This the difference, Camacho, that I want you to see. If Canelo wins, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna be like the battle fighter one. He beat a pound for pound fighter. He got a great win in his resume. He got a Hall of Fame. He just added. Listen, he added another champion, another Hall of Famer, and another pound for pound fighter to his resume, and beat an undefeated champion if he's able to beat Terrence Crawford. I'm gonna give him all the credit in the world. But if it's the other way around, Crawford went, which is that's what actually gonna happen. I've been trying to tell you. Yo, people gonna find excuses to not give it to him, bro. They're gonna say Canelo didn't look the same. And Canelo just didn't look the same. He wasn't focused. We're gonna hear people say that. When fighters don't perform the way people thought they was, that's always the game. Oh nah, he it didn't look like he was focused. Look at Tank Davis. When Lamar Roach landed all type of hands on him. What people say, oh, he wasn't focused. You know, he just wasn't right. His mind wasn't there.
We forget this is boxing.
Come on, bro.
This is boxing.
Come on.
There's no walk in the
But
park.
but
This
we
is
can't
boxing.
have excuses for some fighters and then for other fighters no excuses. How that work? It got to be the same for. That's why I keep the same energy for everybody. I don't tell you this guy's this, but this guy's different. He got an excuse why it happened with him.
But some fighters take our energy from people that's different. Like a Tank David, that's a different type of energy. Everybody like that. Everybody wants that. Everybody like. Everybody look forward to seeing that. Right? That's a different type of energy when he fights.
Okay, but also everybody wants to see him fight the big dogs and he not doing it. That's a different type of frustrating energy. Cause that's the thing. There's the fan base. There's the tankomaniacs who don't care who Tank fight, and there's the non-tankomaniacs who want to see him fight the best. Uh-huh. Well, I'm trying to tell you what.
And we spoke about that earlier. Yeah, you're right, man. You know, it's sad to say, man, but we acted like Tank didn't fight nobody from the beginning. That cannot be possible, man. That cannot be possible. We got highlights, man.
30 years old, 30 years old, bro. God damn, man. And the best you could come up with, was Ryan Garcia, who never even got a title.
Boxing now. He did his job. He's secure. He's secure.
Okay. Okay, so at any point in time, do you even care about him fighting one of the best, or you just good with him knocking good fighters out?
In his situation right now, he's in a tight situation as far as legal issues, man. So let the boy get shit together, man. That's where he's at right now.
But he's preparing. He's preparing to fight Lamar Roach. He prepared to fight Lamar Roach, a 130 pounder, and you know that Lamar Roach was a cherry pick gone wrong. You know it.
You acting like Roach don't got no skills.
No, I'm acting like he brought him from the 130 division, thinking he was gonna knock him out, and shit didn't go the way they planned. That's how I'm acting. You know it.
You acting like he's a Jake Paul.
Like who's a Jake? Nah, I'm not acting like he's Jake Paul. I'm not acting. I'll sit here and tell you. Well, let's talk about skills. We talking about opponents, and you trying to defend what's indefendable. But when we talk about skills, I'll tell you, Tank Davis is elite. Tank Davis is one of the best counter punchers in the game. Tank Davis got some of the best ring IQ in the game. Tank Davis, pound for pound, one of the hardest punches in the game. Tank is top 3, top 5 best counter puncher in the game. So I know what Tank Davis bring to the table. I don't think I never compare him to Jake Paul, but he not fighting nobody. Cherry picked his whole career, and you know it. Everybody know it. We can't hide away from the facts. Can't do it.
At that time, I recall Ryan Garcia was a star.
He's still a star right now, and I recall, you recall. That's what I'm saying, man. Y'all be recalling whatever y'all want to recall, so you don't recall that Ryan Garcia never won a title.
He was a superstar.
Okay, so Tank Davis is a superstar too. What that mean? I'm not asking you about fighting superstars. I'm asking you about fighting world champions. I'm asking you about fighting the best. I'm asking you about building a legacy. Talk to me. Holla at me. You confused right now. It's like, yo, when you hear the word Tank Davis and legacy, you be confused, bro. You confused right now. Look at your face, confused. Look.
No.
You see? Confused.
The way people see it is different. What I call a winner is being young, getting your title.
But we're not talking about what you call being a winner. You see, you trying to be slick. The mental gymnastics is real. I know you got the Camacho footwork and the Camacho mental gymnastics skills, but don't hit me with the what I think stuff. We talking about that resume. That resume, no matter what you think, he ain't fighting the best.
Who we supposed to fight with resume? Shakur?
He's supposed to fight. He's supposed to fight. He's supposed to fight Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney. Should have fought Lomachenko like 5 years ago. He can move up also to the 140 division, challenge Subriel Matias, be great. Cause at 30 years old, why he clinging to the 135 division, bro? At 130, at 30 years old, when you want a title,
Guy, man. You know he's a small guy.
bro. Stop the. Tú ves lo que yo te digo, que ya be capping. Bro, you're gonna say he a small guy. This dude be walking around 170 pounds. Big ass motherfucker. Draining himself. Camacho. This dude won a world title 5 years ago in the 140 division. What you think his body doing? Ese hombre está pasando hambre, muriéndose del hambre para llegar a 130. But that was at 140. He fought at 140 5 years ago. 5 years ago. Este tipo, Tank Davis está pasando hambre, loco, para ser 135, B. Tú eres un boxeador, loco. You a fighter. You know what? Let me say something. Hold on. Watch this. You're going to have to agree with me. You a fighter. Look. Listen to this. Listen to this. You a fighter, right? So, as a fighter, what I'm about to say, you know this. Think about your body, your frame, when you was 25 years old. And then think about your same body, your frame, when you was 30. I guarantee you. Look, I don't even know. I haven't looked it up. I bet you wasn't fighting in the same weight at 25 and at 30. I bet you wasn't. So just hear me out.
At 25 and 30?
Yeah, 25 and 30.
I started my career at 139 as an amateur, and I fought my whole career towards the end.
Okay, so hear me out.
Why you surprised that I know fighters that do that?
No. But hear me out. It's true. There's fighters that do that. But watch this. I want you to consider the fact that Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and Teofimo Lopez are all younger than Tank Davis, right? Shakur Stevenson started fighting at a lower division than Tank Davis. Teofimo Lopez started at 135, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So the whole point is that all these kids that are already younger have been moving up in divisions, moving up. Why? Because their body's growing. They're in their late 20s already, so their bodies have been growing. So you're gonna tell me that Tank's body from 24 years old is the same that it is at 30? Bro, you will be lying. Even his head is bigger at this age already. He got a bigger body, but he's making the same weight, clinging on to 135 to fight smaller fighters, clinging on for dear life, right? And not only clinging on, look. This a guy that be walking around weighing 160 something, 170 something, clinging on to 135 for dear life, and then making little motherfuckers go from 130 to fight him at 135. What a combination he got going on for himself. Big dude shrinking down to 135 and then bringing little ass niggas from 130 to fight him. Damn, that's a slick move, bro.
Out of all the fighters you mentioned, Haney, who else is that? Theo.
All of them moved up.
Who's the biggest star? Out of all of them?
So again, you steer the conversation about who's the star as opposed to who's fighting the best. Okay, you say who's the biggest star? Tank Davis. Who got the better resume? Look at you confused. Don't be confused. You know the answer.
I just look at boxing as a whole. Any division close to those, Tank's the star there. He don't want to fight.
But I didn't ask you who the star. You want to talk?
I want to fight Shakur.
Man, you capping. Why you talking about Tank and star? I'm asking you.
I want to fight Tank. You don't want to fight Shakur. You don't want to fight Theo.
You think you slick, bro. You think you mad slick with the mental gymnastics. I'm asking you who got the better resume. You don't want to answer that?
That's tough, man. If out of those three, it's either between Haney and Theo. They fought.
Okay then. So okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay then. Okay, so that's multiple people who got a better resume than Tank. Multiple people who got a better. So you got it. Look, that's the thing. I'm not telling you that he's not a big star. He's the star. He's the biggest star. But yeah, you just gonna like. Is that the go-to line that you could go to in every conversation about Tank Davis? He's a star. No, wait. He's a star. No, wait. He's a star.
That's just the facts.
I know. It is the fact. But who are you debating the facts against if I'm agreeing with you? I'm agreeing with you. That's the facts. He's the star. I'm agreeing with you.
I like Shakur. Shakur Puerto Rican. I'll go by lo mío. But I gotta face what it is.
Okay, but the thing is, why do you just want to keep repeating that Tank Davis is a star when that's not the subject of conversation? Why do you want to make it that?
Every time I think of value in the ring, every time I think of the value, when you mention Tank's name, I said, damn, that motherfucker is in the face. He is the face boxer. He can hold boxing by the hands. If you had took those fights, the Theos, and laid them out, this guy and beat him. He would have been that, you know what I'm saying? He had in his hands legal issues. The streets, the people around you could be a factor of his greatness. But Tank had it all. He has it all to be great. And he's still young. He has it all to be great. He has it all.
Bueno, I'm gonna tell you like this. One thing is having it all. Listen.
Who's their favorite fighter?
30 at 30. I'm gonna tell you like this. At 30 years old, he ain't fight nobody of the best. What I see is that he's gonna be a fighter that you and other tanker maniacs are gonna always praise, but me and people who are actually looking at the resume, who you beat, because that's the thing, Camacho. Look when we talk about Xander Sayers. You ask me who he beat right away. Who he beat? Who's that? Who's that? You see? So you take a young fighter who just became a world champion and you're already questioning his resume. But Tank Davis, because he's a star, you don't need to question his resume. That's whack. That mentality, that mentality will absolutely ruin the sport of boxing because nobody's gonna want to fight the best. That will ruin the sport of boxing.
Sanders set up as a star too. Sanders set up as a star.
Yeah.
He hasn't beat people with no names. He's a star.
Tank Davis neither. Tank Davis neither. But Xander's 22 years old. But Xander's 22 years old, bro. Tank is 30. He's the one that you should be asking to fight somebody. Not a 22-year-old kid who just became a world champion. Damn, that's hate. You hating on Xander. Go hate on Tank who 30 years old and ain't fight nobody. Look, if anything, Camacho, you got to be pressing Tank. You know why? Because at 30 years old, he made the bag. He's made a lot of money. He's already the big star. He's already the guy. When is he going to fight somebody?
They don't care about boxing. You might go to jail. He's fighting for his life. I don't think that man might want to be in the ring. He got a lot of money in the bank, man. I don't think he is minding into it. Then it's like unfair. Yeah, Tank. That's a little bit unfair. Yeah, I mean, for now, Tank is in jail. So for now, we have to see the Shakur hit a hit. Probably a double. Theo can, do his little thing. He dances, flips. We have to entertain those kind of things.
At this point, we already know that Tank Davis is going to duck Shakur no matter what. So Shakur got to find a different direction to go in. Yeah, esa es la realidad. That's what it is.
Why you supposed to step up to 47?
What's that?
What Shakur got to step up to where? 140?
Yeah, he at 130.
Shakur needs to step up to prove that he's great. 40, 47?
Well, he's at 135 right now, but he might fight Teofimo Lopez. If he does, I think that fight goes down at 140.
If he does that, then he start itching away the top spot.
He trying to get that fight. He trying to make it happen.
Itching away at that Tank fight. Definitely, we will start talking about that.
How he gonna get that Tank fight if Tank's scared to death? That's not gonna happen. Tank not fighting.
Once he beats a high name, you wanna compare Sopera with Theo? That's two different names.
When did I compare that? God damn,
if he beats a Theo, then yeah, you can put him in that status of he beat he's elite. get
bro,
very
bro,
elite.
bro,
And then that put more
bro,
pressure on Tank.
bro.
Or fight
That
Roach.
shit, that
Fight
shit,
Roach.
yo, what you said don't make no type sense. You can't name, like, let me ask you a question. Who Pitbull beat to fight Tank Davis? Who Rollies beat? Who Rollies beat to fight Tank Davis?
But after they fought Tank, they became a star.
No, but okay, so after Shakur whooped Tank ass, he'll become a star too. But they didn't fight nobody. Why Shakur gotta fight somebody? You see, you set a different bar for Shakur Stevenson. Those guys ain't fight nobody and they got the Tank fight. Why
Yeah,
Shakur
'cause
gotta fight somebody?
you know what's a different bar?
Why?
Because when you watch a Shakur fight, you gotta be forced to be a boxing enthusiast like yourself, and really watch and appreciate the head movement. Appreciate guys.
But
that
what
been
does that
knocked
got
their
to do with a
back.
different bar? It's an undefeated champion, a multi-division champion. It's a big fight. It's a bigger fight than any fight in Tank resume. What are we talking about?
Yes. No,
Okay
you're
then.
right.
That listen,
Right.
that fight to Shakur Stevenson and Tank Davis will be the biggest fight in boxing and will be the biggest payday Tank ever got.
Tank.
Scared to
Ay.
death. Scared to death.
How
That's the
much
truth.
Tank made? How much Tank made Ryan Garcia?
He made a lot of money. He made a lot. I don't know, but it was a lot.
Stupid money, right?
Like 20, 30 mils. Crazy like that. Yeah, it was big.
Shakur haven't seen those numbers, right?
Okay, right. But remember, before you say where you're going with it, you've already made the point about Tank being a star a million times. How many different ways can you do it, bro? It's like beating a dead horse.
He hit the lotto.
It's like beating a dead horse. It's like you're just gonna keep every conversation, yo. But Tank is the biggest
We
star,
gotta
and who
remember
made
that
more
we
money?
talk
Like,
about a legacy. That
is that the
legacy is
legacy?
at least 5
Camacho,
or 6 more
Camacho.
wins than you can
Listen,
make to
Camacho,
Shakur's record
Camacho,
when he did
Camacho.
one
Listen to
fight.
this. But listen to this. I'm glad you brought up the word legacy. Thank you for doing that, because I just want to tell you, and you understand this as a fighter. Legacy is never about who made the most money. Legacy is never about how many people went to watch you, how many people watch your stream, your live, how many followers you got. Legacy is about how many world champions you be, how many pound for pound fighters you be, how many all-time great fighters you be. Legacy is about your resume 100%, not about the money that you put in your pockets or the people that watched you. So as many times that you could say Tank is the most popular fighter, and I could keep telling you, yes, he's the most popular fighter, keep beating a dead horse, we could keep repeating that, but he ain't building a legacy like Shakur, Tio, or Devin. He not. He not. When we talk boxing, at the end of the day, all those knockouts that you talking about that you love, man, 20 years from now, them knockouts are gonna disappear. Ain't nobody gonna be watching that shit. People watch the big knockouts. Listen. People watch the big knockouts on ESPN Classic when it's Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman. Wow, what a knockout. Tito Trinidad versus David Reed. Wow, what a knockout. They're not gonna be watching Tank Davis knocking people out that they never heard of, that was never champions. Be them tapes are gonna disappear, bro. He not gonna be. Yo, yo, yo. Listen. You're gonna be watching You're gonna be watching Tank knockout highlight reels from YouTubers, but on ESPN Classic, you're not gonna be watching that shit. Tank knocking people out that nobody ever heard of. Tank knocking people out that never even been champions. Nah, bro. You're gonna be watching. You know what you're gonna see on ESPN Classic? Just like you could go find Floyd Mayweather on ESPN Classic, put it on a master show. You're gonna see Shakur Stevenson.
I don't know if he's not following you or what.
You're gonna see Shakur Stevenson. No, lo que pasa, Camacho, it's not Tank, yo. Any fighter who takes that route, look at Big Baby, look at Jared Anderson. I gave up on him. Why? Because I say, yo, this dude, he just looking to make money. This dude is not trying to. Before even being a champion, he was already talking about like, yo, we making money. I don't care for titles.
At the end of the day, this is business now. Boxing no longer a sport. When you got no money, you got no money, go to Super
Yo,
Bowl.
say that. Yo, listen. Only tankomaniacs come up with that logic. Say that shit to Terrence Crawford, who's jumping up 2 divisions and trying to become undisputed in a 3rd division and trying to become one of the best ever. Say that to Clarissa Shields, who's trying to become one of the best ever. Say that to Shakur Stevenson, who's trying to fight all the best. All these people are trying to be the best. There's a lot of people in boxing that want to be the best.
See if you take the fight against Canelo. Give Crawford a top Craig Paul for telling him to fight Canelo. Yeah, you take $5 million. See if he takes it. Nah, you taking it because of this.
Bottom line is, people's out there fighting great fighters. Tank Davis is not. No matter what excuses you want to make up, Tank Davis ain't fighting great fighters.
That's 100% on that point. And you know what? But look at
How do you
now,
excuse
man.
it?
He got
How do
caught
you
even coming
excuse it?
up. He got
How do you
caught.
defend
You
it?
took a man from court to the ring.
How do you
You
defend
take a
that?
man from court into the ring.
Bro, he 30 years old. He 30 years old. Why you giving him, like, in 30 years, now you talking about, oh no, it's because of court. It's because of court that he ain't fight nobody. 30 years old, bro. That excuse is too weak.
No.
30 años y tú me estás hablando de que he going to court. He been going to court for 30 years. Well, what are we talking about?
How many championships you won?
Bro, Tank Davis beat the grand total of one legit reigning champion. One. And it was Pedraza. And Pedraza became a stepping stone, got beat up by everybody. Pedraza got beat up by everybody. A Pedraza creo que le caigo a trompa yo mismo.
No, but yeah, how many times have Tank won?
Alright, so let me show you. In the first title he won was versus reigning champion Pedraza at 130, right?
Pedraza coming up was a problem.
Listen to this. Man, Pedraza ain't a nobody. Stop the madness. Listen to this. Pedraza a nobody. He a bum. Listen to this. So, after Tank won that title, he lost it in the scale. Listen. Tank Davis lost that title in the scale because he couldn't make 130 anymore, right? So he went to 135 and got a vacant title of a damn near 40-year-old Gamboa, washed up Gamboa. It was a vacant title. That he fought him for. He won that title. By the way, let me fix that. Hold on. Listen to me. He won. Let me rephrase that. Let me fix it for you. He won a vacant secondary title against Gamboa. That's a Mickey Mouse belt that he had. Okay, so watch this. While he had that Mickey Mouse belt, Mario Barrios grabbed himself a Mickey Mouse belt at 140, while Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion in that same division. What did Tank Davis do? Move up to 140 for the Mickey Mouse belt, while Josh Taylor was the champion, the full champion, man, the undisputed. Okay. Then after doing that, getting that Mickey Mouse belt. Listen to this. After doing, well, Barrios did go the distance with a 46-year-old Pac-Man, but that's a different conversation. And then Tank Davis goes down all the way to 130 once again, where he lost his belt because he couldn't make weight to fight little ass Leo Santa Cruz, who had just moved up from 126. As always, fighting the little guys that's moving up. Beat Leo Santa Cruz, didn't defend that title once. That was a secondary title, and moved right back up to 135, where he stayed at 135. So now you and the rest of the Tankomaniacs say that he a 3-division champion and he only beat one reigning real champion. That's it. Those are the champions Tank Davis beat right there. Leo Santa Cruz, when he moved down to 135, Mario Barrios with a secondary Mickey Mouse belt, and Pedraza, who got beat up by Keyshawn Davis and pretty much every other young fighter coming up. Stop, bro.
What made Tank a star then?
Floyd Mayweather made him a star. That's what made him a star. That's it. You see Carmel Moulton headed in the same direction. And guess what? Carmel Moulton is going to be better than Tank. You know why? Because Carmel, look at this. Look, I'm going to tell you the difference between Carmel and Tank that I need you to understand. Number one, Carmel had a buzz way younger than Tank. Tank caught a buzz. Remember, when Tank turned professional, he was not signed to Floyd Mayweather. He signed to Floyd when he had like 8 fights or something like that. 8, 9 fights. I can't remember. Or maybe I'm not sure how many fights, but he had a few fights in when he went with Floyd, right? Bro, Carmel Moulton has been with Floyd since he was like 12 or 13 years old, my G. Working with Floyd, like literally working out in the gym with Floyd and everything. Working out with world champions as a little kid. Growing up. in the amateurs, winning all the tournaments, winning all the type of shit, winning top 10, winning all, and then turn professional and goes to work. Yo, they was willing to turn him pro against Lee Wood when Lee Wood was a reigning champion.
Remember?
Pro debut, yo, what's up, Lee Wood? Let's do this.
So, title.
So what I'm trying to show you the difference is gonna be between Carmel and Tank is that Carmel he wanna accomplish. Carmel, his route is not just I'm gonna make money and be a star. His route that he's gonna take is I'm gonna accomplish, I'm gonna break records, winning titles, and because of that, I'm gonna become the face of boxing. He not trying to become the face of. He not gonna look. Carmel's not trying to become the face of boxing just off of I'm knocking people out. He's gonna accomplish. That's why I'm telling you he's gonna be better than Tank. He's gonna have a better career.
Let me ask you another question. I get a good one. You had somebody just like Mogan, just like Tank, and a fighter had excellent talent.